Hello, everyone, and thanks for taking the time to be here tonight. As Amanda mentioned, my name is Aviva Cormier, and I am finishing up my last semester at Brown as a postdoctoral fellow with the Department of Anthropology and the Cogut Institute. I received my doctorate from Boston University and came to Brown from the Smithsonian, where I was an osteologist with the repatriation office at the National Museum of Natural History. I am a bioarchaeologist, as Amanda mentioned, and I examine human culture, behavior, and society through human skeletal remains and their archaeological or historical contexts. In particular, I study individuals with physical differences, so those whose bodies do not conform to our notions of a normal body or to the normal of that particular society in question. And I explore the lived experiences of these individuals, how they might have navigated their physical and social environments, and how they might have self-identified or been identified by their community. I look at how these individuals might have navigated the social construction of disability in their socio-cultural context, and what we can then learn about the intersections between individual experiences, disability, and culture today. My current research project centers on reframing how bioarchaeologists define and conceptualize disease. Instead of solving the mystery of what might have afflicted an individual in the past, my research shifts the attention from the disease at work to the person who once lived and breathed. And by rethinking how we engage with disease in the past, we can shed light on the lifeways of people and how they lived with disease, rather than caring only about that identification of the disease. And with this new focus, we can uncover universal and long-standing experiences of disease and disability, highlighting how everyone and anyone experiences at least momentary limitations during their lives, and thus effectively humanize modern marginalized communities. I have created a methodological framework, which is currently in press in the International Journal of Paleopathology, thanks in large part to the feedback from the fellows during our seminar. And in that article, I present a workflow for researchers to follow in order to step beyond that puzzle of the disease towards an understanding of the individual's experiences throughout their life course. It emphasizes how an individual's physical and social activity limitations might change over time, and how cultural perceptions and identities are continually in flux. For example, an individual with skeletal differences in the spinal column might experience impingement on their spinal cord, and this might cause physical and neurological limitations, which could increase during their lifetime, resulting in various activity limitations. They might not be able to fulfill their role in their community, let alone accomplish basic human tasks like feeding themselves or walking for periods of time. We can then incorporate what we know about that culture from the archaeological or historical records to consider how that person might have identified and how they might have been treated in their community. And perhaps most importantly, my framework also integrates considerations of the modern rare disease health movement, allowing us to further consider the impact of disease on life experiences, advance contemporary perspectives on impairment and disability, and raise awareness about rare diseases in the past and today. Bioarchaeologists and archaeologists in general have a responsibility not only to those we study and their descendants and other stakeholders, but to contribute directly to that rare disease community, using what we learn about the past to provide essential insight on the possibilities in the future. Thanks for having me.